Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the 7th part of What If Goku Became an Android. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
The following arc is the Future Trunks saga. In the future, Trunks is trying his best to face a super-powered form of Goku Black. This form of Goku Black is insanely strong, with the powers of Cell within him. After seeing his power at the Tournament of Destroyers, Zamasu knows he has made the right choice in taking his body. He manages to escape with his life and arrives in the present timeline. He goes in to attack Goku, who is back on Earth, but his punch is caught just like usual. They talk to each other just as they did in canon and try to get on the same page because Trunks is acting quite strange to them. To test his strength, Vegeta wants to see how strong his son is. Facing his son, Trunks comes at him with everything he has and swings down his sword in Super Saiyan. Vegeta steps to the side and watches him cleave open a large portion of the ground. He continues trying to hit him, but Vegeta, still in his base form, can easily remain untouched. Vegeta then slowly lifts up his arms and Trunks looks scared as he awaits attacks. He tries to defend himself, but his father pounces on him with such speed that he just stands there. He receives several punches to his torso and has to place his weight onto his sword to stay up. Don't hurt him too much, Vegeta, Goku insists, but the prince waves him off. If you're my son, you mustn't show weakness. I can tell that you're hiding something, so show me your true power, Vegeta declares. He transforms further and enters his Super Saiyan 2 form. Charging back at Vegeta, he throws down his sword and looks slightly more entertained by the sword swing that nearly cuts him. He does evade it still, but Trunks just decides to chuck his blade forward as powerfully and explosively as he can. It clips his father on his cheek, but his father literally catches the sword as it blows past him, chucking it back to Trunks. You're nowhere near Kakarot's strength. You're lucky that that fake Kakarot on your timeline has been sparing you. The other fighters are surprised by his callous remark and Trunks' eye twitches. His comment was very insensitive and from his perspective he hasn't been being spared. What do you mean by that? Trunks replies. What I'm saying is Kakarot is extremely strong. You are strong but you pale in comparison to him, Vegeta states, while turning. The Saiyans eventually make it to the future timeline and the first person to face Goku Black is instead Nappa. He is the weakest and is aware of that, so he decides to test the waters. He also makes the argument that he had the least fun at the Tournament of Destroyers, so his disappointment should be repaid by facing this individual first. He flies up to face the false Saiyan and chuckles upon seeing him. You can never be as strong as Goku. You have the body of a Saiyan but you can never be one. I hate that I have to be trapped by the body of a mere mortal. A divine mind within this body has instead made me much greater than you could ever be. Nappa was intending to start Lally and eventually gear up the intensity, but after hearing that remark he is unwilling to do so. He charges at Goku Black and lands a full power punch in his base form. Super Saiyan 2 Goku matched Goku Black for a time in canon and so he is certainly winded by that punch. Being divine won't help you on the battlefield. We Saiyans are built for this like no other, Nappa shouts, punching him again. Goku Black coughs blood, then Nappa punches him downward and ends up making him crash through an entire building. Good riddance, Nappa declares, looking downward. However, as he looks down for a few seconds, he sees Goku burst out of the formed cloud of smoke and dust. He rushes back to Nappa and throws a punch that he has to put a good amount of effort into evading. It rushes right past his face and he ends up being forced to block the next punch that comes his way. In seconds, Goku Black seems to have climbed in power by astronomical amounts. I'll show you just how frail and useless you mortals are, Goku Black declares. Nappa chuckles, brushing the fur on his forearms. Sure, Nappa says, entering his primal Super Saiyan form. Goku Black's smile of arrogance fades upon seeing the pristine golden aura that envelops his body. Nappa looks ahead with eyes of pure fury and he means business now. He might be in one of his lesser forms, but he certainly isn't going to hold back. He zooms right at Goku Black and his single punch makes him cough out blood. Nappa then unleashes a brutal assault on the being, unwilling to give him an inch of breathing space. His attacks are lethal and vicious, but he doesn't care. Soon enough, Goku Black cowers away from Nappa in a stagger. Nappa walks across the street they're in and stares him down before he notices something odd. Goku Black then stands back up and doesn't look injured like he once was. He rolls and now enters his Super Saiyan form, showing the Saiyans that he is indeed getting stronger. Nappa receives a punch from this newly powered Goku Black and it actually knocks him back. He receives another, then has to use a lot of effort to evade the third. Nappa and Goku Black are eventually battling like equals and Goku doesn't like how these things are playing out. Nappa, even in the powerful form of Super Saiyan Blue, is not enough to subdue this foe. Goku Black has now accessed the power of Super Saiyan Rose, providing him with volumes of power. He falls back with his blue fur and looks very injured after receiving those attacks. He ends up coughing blood and falling to a knee, still healing from his wounds. Just as Goku Black looks to finish him off, Vegeta dives in out of nowhere and hits the being right away. He slides back in Super Saiyan and Vegeta stands against him in Super Saiyan Blue. "Back off now, pal, take the fight from here," Vegeta says, looking back to Goku Black. Their fight begins and Vegeta is posing much more of a threat to Goku Black. However, he has already grown to be equal to Nappa, who isn't that much weaker than Vegeta. In mere minutes, Vegeta's confidence has faded and now he is fighting on the back end. Vegeta isn't willing to let Goku step in and looks furious. He clashes with Goku Black and pushes against him as hard as he can, only to receive a knee to his gut, then a punch to the face that drops him to the ground. "You Saiyans are utter weaklings. I told you that mortals are inferior beings," Goku Black states, before Goku appears behind him. "This ends now," Goku says, beginning to use his primal Super Saiyan God form. The surrounding area is destroyed due to his intense aura and Goku Black looks a little surprised. However, Goku raises his hand and a red ball of ki starts growing. "Vegeta, Nappa, leave this area now," Goku declares. They do just that and it seems like they know exactly what is about to happen. "Do you not see? Any one of your weak attacks will be useless against me," he shouts, regally raising his arms. His pink hair gives him even more of a divine appearance, but Goku continues charging his attack. He unleashes the power of his attack that he dubs the Ultra Kamehameha. A massive red blast of energy is shot toward Goku Black, who catches it. Goku roars in resistance and floods as much power as he can into this attack, destroying the surrounding area even more. Buildings crumble and the ground quakes from the pure release of energy. Goku Black starts to see the blast bending past his fingers, then there is nothing that he can do. The blast engulfs his entire body and begins to destroy it. The damage is too much and Goku Black is reduced to a pile of scorched flesh and ash. As this happens, Zamasu watches on in shock upon seeing this. He has arrived just too late to save his counterpart and the Saiyans then notice him in the skies. Goku thrusts himself right in his direction and attempts to take him down, but he soon realizes that there is nothing that he can do to actually defeat him. Seeing this happen, he calls up his friend Zeno to see what he can do about the situation. Upon hearing of his crimes and what he intends to do, he decides to help Goku and erases Zamasu right away. He hasn't fused with the universe just yet, since Goku hasn't even performed the Mafuba on him. They haven't even returned to the present timeline for Goku to learn the Mafuba technique. With this, the threats of Goku Black and Zamasu have been removed early. This brings an early end to the arc and Future Trunks remains in his timeline with Mai to fix up what is left of the planet. As the remaining Saiyans return to Earth though, the next arc comes along. This is the Tournament of Power arc. Just like before, Goku ends up meeting with Zeno talking about a hypothetical tournament between universes. Goku gives much more respect to Zeno in this timeline because even though his personality is practically the same, he just knows a lot more. He doesn't act as idiotic and understands the fears of Beerus, but he also notices that Zeno doesn't care about when he addresses him informally. Before the tournament begins, there is a quick sparring match between the likes of Toppo and Goku that happens after the spar between the Gods of Destruction. Goku can't wait to fight somebody from another universe and their fight begins. Toppo charges in with a punch but Goku smoothly evades it. Another few come his way but he evades them all in similar ways. As Toppo advances toward him again though, he transforms and begins using his primal Super Saiyan form. He ducks under this punch then delivers a powerful strike to his stomach, launching him across the ring. His defensive fighting style switches to the offensive and he is visibly dominating. Toppo is unbothered though and begins using his special aura of a god power. Goku zooms in to try and land another attack, receiving a punch that feels much stronger than the previous attacks he'd been throwing. "Whoa, how did you just get so much stronger like that? You're using God Ki," Goku says in surprise. "Yes, if you cannot do the same then I am very disappointed," Toppo replies. "Don't worry, I can," Goku says, entering his Super Saiyan God form. The two continue their bout and Toppo is giving him a very tough time. Even though Goku isn't really trying that hard, he is pummeling the man. He can beat him around with ease and Goku isn't even trying. Toppo looks quite angry that he has been reduced to this level and charges back at him with his amplified speed. He shouts and tries to throw a downward punch to hit the smaller warrior, but Goku slips past his fist and lands a single punch to his stomach that launches him off the entire ring. This brings an end to their bout right away and Goku gains the attention of the other gods of destruction that are present. Due to the power that he has showcased, they look a little bit scared knowing that their universes will have to go up against him. This performance just makes Beerus even more confident in his own universe and survival. So for the Tournament of Power team, the Universe 7 team is as follows. The group returned to Earth and noticed that Goten and Trunks are very powerful. The first 3 chosen are the top trio, being Goku, Vegeta and Nappa. Then Goten and Trunks are added to the squad. The others that are added as extra fighters are Gohan, Piccolo, Android 18 and Super 17. Krillin is also added as the next fighter, as he has developed on his solar flare even more, with the solar flare times 100 like in Dragon Ball Super canon. Even with your eyes closed it can stun you, and he has been practicing quite a bit with his destructor discs and things like that. He just wants to make sure that he is in perfect shape for this tournament. Before the fight, Gohan, Goten, Trunks and Piccolo all train with each other. Their powers climb by monumental amounts and Gohan shows them how much potential he has. During this somewhat short training period, Goten and Trunks gain access to Super Saiyan 3 and the group get ready to leave for the tournament. The tournament soon begins, and the first fight that gets quite heated is Frost versus the 3 weaker Saiyans, Goten, Trunks and Gohan. Gohan engages in battle first and immediately enters the fight in Super Saiyan, but he is stopped by Frost, who is just in his 3rd form. He feels motivated to defeat him after facing Frieza all those years ago, but he just can't seem to defeat him. He isn't exactly doing too poorly either, he just isn't dealing significant damage. Frost is doing quite well at containing him, then he lands a punch to his chest, then he whips his leg around to kick him right in the jaw. Being knocked backward, Trunks aims up and while in Super Saiyan 2 uses his big tree cannon. It's a watered down version of his father's final flash, but still packs a punch. It hits Frost right on and knocks him back a little bit. He feels annoyed that he's been hurt to that level by that attack, but the 3 continue their assault and don't give him any room to breathe or think. They quite frankly beat the man down, then Frost is forced to enter his final form. Without Frieza to act as his teammate, he doesn't use his 100% form and therefore he doesn't have that extra power up. Goten and Trunks get grabbed by Frost and slammed into the ground, then he shoots a death beam into the side of Gohan's torso. This cripples him and he isn't in any ultimate form since he doesn't have it. Super Saiyan 2 is the limit to his power for now and he curses himself for spending all those years out of training. Now he has entered this weak state and can barely even protect his own universe. Feeling his anger almost slip, just like it did in the Cell Saga in canon, he screams and is fueled by new power. The strength he feels flowing through his veins motivates him to charge his power up even more, and he accesses his Super Saiyan 3 form for the first time. He races right toward Frost and punches him away, then Goten and Trunks all power up into their Super Saiyan 3 forms. The Golden Saiyans circle Frost, who backs away to the ring's edge in fear. Frost begins to act, but then Krillin from beside him uses his solar flare times 100. A bright light is given off that catches the attention of even the divine spectators and Frost screams while holding his eyes. The 3 Saiyans rush in at Frost and all punch him at the same time, launching him off the ring to eliminate him. There we go, thanks Krillin, Gohan says, watching him disappear. No problem, Krillin says, before turning to a lesser fighter to engage in battle with. The following fight consists of Vegeta facing Toppo. Toppo is keen on getting back his respect after losing so badly to Goku in that preliminary spar, and Vegeta knows he stands no chance against him. He punches the android and sees his body not move at all. He isn't using his aura of a god form and so knows that he can't compete at this point, therefore he ups the stakes and enters such form, making Vegeta more alarmed as he sees him charge in his direction with immense speed. He enters Super Saiyan 2 and tries to dodge the first attack but receives a punch to his gut. Toppo leaps up and dives down to punch him in the face after. Vegeta crashes into the ring floor but springs back up and wipes the blood off his face with a smile. His laugh sounds mechanical and spine-chilling to Toppo, who watches on. "Allow me to show you the true power of a Saiyan Prince," Vegeta roars, entering his Super Saiyan Blue form. However, he doesn't just stop there and continues further. His power climbs and climbs, even catching the attention of fighters around him. "Prepare to lose," Vegeta shouts, rushing forward to punch him in his stomach. His impactful strike punctures one of his organs and launches him away. Toppo coughs out blood, aghast at the state that he's now been left in. He wipes the blood from his mouth, then receives many more attacks from Vegeta that beat him down even further. How, Toppo wonders. He has been renowned for being a very powerful member of his universe and has even been training under his own god of destruction to surpass him. However, now he's been taken down by not one but 2 of the fighters of Universe 7. Vegeta doesn't even reply and just chuckles before shooting a ki blast into his stomach. This launches him off the ring and eliminates him, then Vegeta turns to see Goku and Nappa engaged in battle against Jiren. Nappa is struggling badly, having been forced to use his Super Saiyan Blue form, and Goku has been forced to enter his Super Saiyan God form to even contend with Jiren. Even in Super Saiyan God, Goku is many times stronger than Nappa is now and is pretty much protecting him. Just leave me to get eliminated, I'll only hold you back, Nappa says, holding the side of his body in pain. Goku charges ahead and lands a swiveling kick to Jiren's face, making him fall back a little. However, before Vegeta can step in, he can see the 3 other Saiyans struggling against Kale that has let loose. She is currently in her Super Saiyan Berserk state, and he rushes right over and grabs Trunks before he is eliminated by a powerful punch from her. The punch releases a shockwave that cracks parts of the arena, but Vegeta raises his arms and tells them to back away. "Please, let me handle this," Vegeta says to his son before charging forward. He dodges the first punch that aims for his head, then lands a punch to her gut that folds her right over. The punch is most certainly debilitating and she stumbles back but is blinded by rage. The pain won't affect her that much and she charges right back at Vegeta, who smirks while jumping back. You can see that she'll just run into any attack that he throws and so waits for the perfect time to strike. In the meantime, he's just throwing punches and kicks that don't really have any force behind them. She just can't catch Vegeta and her attacks don't do him any damage. He possesses a certain swiftness that she can't deal with, and suddenly she receives a punch right to her stomach. This punch is much stronger than any attack he had thrown before and launches her right to the edge of the ring. Caulifla has received Potara earrings and tries to fuse with Kale, but she is eliminated before she can do anything. Caulifla looks at this happen in shock before receiving a ki blast from Vegeta that eliminates her too. Vegeta's attacks were too quick and he had defeated her much more quickly than in canon, even in her Berserk state. Goku and Nappa stand against Jiren, and Nappa is even more injured than he was before. Goku steps forward and cracks his knuckles before entering his battle stance. "Alright Jiren, now it's time to show you my full power," Goku shouts to him, crouching down. Jiren stands with his solemn, emotionless gaze and doesn't even reply. He has not been entertained by the fight with these two fighters and is hoping to see a powerful, flashy transformation. Nappa scales far above Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku from canon, but Jiren is still too strong. It's going to take a lot more power to bring him down, and that is the power that Goku is currently searching for. He roars and begins utilizing his primal Super Saiyan God form. Now 1,000 times stronger, he believes that this form might just be enough. Rushing forward, he takes Jiren off guard with his speed and connects with a single punch to launch him back. The grey-skinned fighter holds his cheek, then looks at his palm to see the drop of blood within it. He almost lets loose upon seeing this and can't believe that this has truly happened. How can he prove his strength to his master if he shows weakness like this? Before Goku can attack him again, he erupts in a pressurizing, terrifying aura that pushes him back. His true power has been revealed, and Belmod slams his hands together, hoping that Jiren can pull through and save his universe. The strongest fighters beside him have already been eliminated, while the Universe 7 fighters look just as strong as ever. So that will conclude the 7th part of What If Goku Became an Android. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.